think it's safe to say that Trump is dropping the hammer and going absolutely nuclear on Election Day. Here on Politico, quote from Trump, "We'll put them down very quickly. Trump threatens to quash election night riots. Look, it's called insurrection," the president said. So we have President Trump on the record saying that he's going to drop the hammer and crush any insurrection on Election Day. Now, we've known this for a long time, that many left-wing activists are threatening to riot and protest and seize the White House if Trump, on Election Day, during the election, and if Trump wins. Even if he loses, they would probably still riot, but that's another issue entirely. Now, here's why this is important. We've seen these riots go out of control, absolutely go out of control for a long time now. And many people have wondered, what's going to happen on Election Day? It will be total chaos. People are afraid. You even have articles like this by the Daily Beast. The left secretly preps for MAGA violence. You mean left-wing violence? After Election Day. They're so blind. Like, they're literally so blind. Have you guys ever seen that meme? It compares what the left was saying and Democrats and the media were saying about Trump supporters and Clinton supporters back in the previous election. So here you can see the media before the election. Trump supporters will be a danger to the country. After the election, how will Trump's followers react if they think it's stolen? And it shows a bunch of Trump supporters angrily rioting with flames and guns. This is what they said would happen. However, after Trump won and beat Hillary Clinton, what happened? Hillary Clinton supporters rioted in the streets. You can see them burning things. You can see them rioting. You can see them making threats. I mean, we were lied to. The media said it was conservatives that would riot. However, we've seen nothing but escalating left-wing violence by activist groups like Antifa, BLM, and simply left-wingers. It was them. It was the liberals who were rioting in the streets. It was them all along. So when Trump comes out and he says he's going to crush this insurrection, honestly, I'm very happy to hear it. You see, the president does have the ability to put down an insurrection in the United States. It's called the Insurrection Act. I want to show you this story because not only is Trump going to drop the hammer during election night, but the left is absolutely seething. But before we look at the story, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And hit the bell button for notifications for more content. And if you like this video, please consider giving it a share. And now a quick word from our sponsor, Virtue Signal, the card game. Virtue Signal is a card game parody of social justice activism. The goal of the game is simple: amass an army of 12 NPC followers. Virtue Signal simulates the power struggles and one-upsmanship that goes on between activist groups, featuring the problematic expansion card pack, featuring cards such as Wax My Balls, Bigot, but you can get it all for only $34.98. Click the link down below in the description. So Trump is saying that he's going to end these riots once and for all, and honestly, I like it. I like it a lot. Here on the Daily Mail, Donald Trump says he will put down insurrection if he is declared the winner and there are riots on election night. Now, we already know that this is going to happen because for a long time now, Democrats and leftists have been saying that they will commit acts of violence if Trump wins. In fact, we've already seen this happening. Here in Oregon, for example, and in other places like Washington, people have been arrested who are left-wing activists, starting wildfires to burn down the country. We have at least one confirmed report of an Antifa/BLM leftist starting the fires. And we have many more reports of suspected Antifa members and leftist activists starting fires, and it's had deadly consequences. Here you can see on the Daily Mail, Alameda fire in Oregon that killed at least 2 is under investigation as arson after a body is discovered near the start of the blaze. As the National Weather Service reveals, 87% of all wildfires this year have been caused by humans. 87%. And meanwhile, you have Democrats saying, these fires are being caused by climate change. even though 87% of the wildfires were being started by arsonists and left-wing activists. I mean, just look at the sheer destruction, and we know for sure that at least some left-wing activists have started these fires. Why? Because it's in the communist playbook that you burn down the country in order to cause chaos, and then you can better throw your revolution and take over America. That's what it's about. Returning to the article here, President Donald Trump is vowing to crush any riots that occur among opposition should he be declared the winner on election night, saying he would put it down within minutes. So Trump was asked about the hypothetical, you mean inevitable, scenario by Fox News host Jeanine Pirro. Ooh, Judge Jeanine is, I gotta tell you folks, she is a very, very fine woman, if you ask me, who mentioned threats of riots without providing specifics. Let's say there are threats. They say that they are going to threaten riots if they lose on election night. Assuming we get a winner on election night, what are you going to do? The host asked him. Here you can see a picture of Trump and Jeanine and her marvelous legs. Let's continue. Quote, we'll put them down very quickly. If they do that, we have a right to do that. We have the power to do that if we want, said Trump, sitting for an interview at the White House during a week when his team was rocked by bombshell recordings by author and journalist Bob Woodward. Yeah, okay, nobody cares about that. Nobody takes it seriously. So are these riots legitimate? Are leftists actually threatening to seize the White House, to burn it all down, and to riot if Trump wins? Yep, they are. Here on adbusters.org, you can see the following. The White House siege. Here you can see that the White House siege starts on September 17th. And this is just one of many, many leftist events and plans to seize the White House and prevent Trump from winning. This, for example, is a continuation of Occupy Wall Street. We will lay siege to the White House, and we will sustain it for exactly 50 days. This is the hashtag White House siege. Do you know what a siege is, my folks? It is an attempt to take over, to invade, to break into a building, a structure, a castle, that sort of thing. So they're literally saying that they're going to invade and take over the White House. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. And maybe they'll say it's a metaphor, but what do you think is going to happen when all of these leftists who are suffering from Trump derangement syndrome go to the White House? Especially when they've been throwing Molotov cocktails, when they've been beating people in the street. I saw a video recently of a white man being beaten simply for being white. He didn't do anything. He was just walking through the protests, and a bunch of BLM and Antifa activists came and beat him. I don't know if he's alive. I don't know if he's going to make it. But these are clearly dangerous people. And you can see that left-wingers are absolutely losing their minds over Trump's comments. How dare he stop us from destroying the city? Doesn't he know that we're on the right side of history? Here you can see on The Hill, Trump is a virus says, why would there be riots? Obviously, he intends to steal the election. These people live in a delusional parallel fantasy. Yeah, these people they don't live on Earth. They're living in some sort of parallel universe where nothing makes sense. Why would there be riots? Maybe because left-wingers and Democrats have been rioting and encouraging riots. Everybody knows this. Quash says, I used to worry that when he loses, Trump would try to stage some sort of coup. Knowing the military leadership and a majority of rank-and-file active military hate him as much or more than I do, lets me sleep at night. Oh my gosh, the delusion, the sheer and utter blindness. It is clear that these leftists have no idea how the world actually works. Trump is going to do a coup. No, that's called projection. The left always projects. Essentially, what the left is saying is that unless they win, they're going to do a coup. And they're going to ensure that Biden wins no matter what. And you can see it's really no better on Twitter as people continue to have a mental breakdown over Trump's comments. Here's the following tweet. Just Elizabeth says, if he loses, we best prepare for chaos, effery, and insurrection. If he wins, we best prepare for chaos, effery, and insurrection. See, so they're openly saying that no matter what happens, they're going to riot. Because think about it. Biden and the Democrats are currently trying to tell the American people that if you vote for me, the violence will stop, which, mind you, is a threat. But yeah, if it's true that they're just going to riot anyway, even if Biden does win, then the Democrats' point there, their persuasion attempt, it's meaningless. I think Trump needs to crush the insurrection, crush the rioters, and bring an end to this nonsense. But that, my friends, is merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about this story? Let me know down below in the comment section. As always, if you like the work I do and want to support the channel, you can join me on Patreon or Subscribestar. If you want to donate, there's DonorBox and Crypto. Links and addresses are down below. Other ways you can help me are simply sharing my video, for example, on social media. Word of mouth is the only promotion that I really get, so I vastly appreciate it, especially when social media these days is biased against anyone they don't perceive as being a woke person like themselves. Anyhow, thanks for watching. This has been Mr. Obvious, and I'll see you all next time.
So we have to win the election. We can't play games. Get out and vote. Do those beautiful absentee ballots, or just make sure your vote gets counted. Make sure, because the only way we're going to lose this election is if the election is rigged. Remember that. It's the only way we're going to lose this election.